Tenerife and our favorite spots. If you're watching this video thinking, should I go for holidays to Tenerife? Think twice. No, joking. Think, why do you want to go to Tenerife? Touristy spots on the south of Ireland are very family friendly. There is a little bit of something for everyone. So I think it's a nice family spot for holidays. Now stay away from like the popular spots because they are so crowded, guys. It was too much for us. So we rented camper van. We drove from Adeje down the south all the way up to Puerto de la Cruz, La Oratava, and then south through La Masca. Now, renting a camper van was such a good idea. We loved it. We rented only for 5 days, and then the other 5, or for 6 days, and then the other 5 days we stayed in hotels. The trip starts in Adeje. So we went to Tenerife to basically do some fishing, diving. And when I say diving, I mean free diving. We don't really dive with bottles and with oxygen. We free dive. And Jonas is spearfishing. So first day we started in Costa Adeje. We didn't have a weight belt, so it was just basically snorkeling, which I really recommend. Just get your fins and a mask and snorkel in a local store. They all sell it. It's easily accessible. So just swim out there to these rocks. Now, don't cross them. When you cross them, it can be choppy. The water can be choppy. There are currents, and there is a lot of water activities like this ski jets and boats and yachts. They don't really see you unless you have a buoy. What you can see now in the video is Jonas just crossed that stones, the rocks, and look how much activity there is in the water. It's just worth doing. It's worth challenging yourself and going out there and seeing something more. I like Tenerife because there is something for everyone. So, activities. I think there is hiking, there is swimming, there is partying and nightclubs and bars and food. There is like such a range of restaurants, and there is water parks for kids. There is that scooters for older or disabled people. It's great if you're broke and you have no money, and it's like really cheap accommodations with the swimming pools and like super affordable. And if you have a lot of money, there are great hotels with spas and with massages and with beautiful food. There is a religious place to visit, which I loved. This could be him. Jonas is professional. He is spear guns and he loves spearfishing basically. So he found a guy who is organizing trips, spearfishing trips. Now I will link him in the description. Just the second day they made to organize a trip. He's Italian, I don't remember his name. Jonas took my electrolytes or vitamins in the morning, and just when they went out to the sea, he got sick and he was just puking the whole trip. They did catch a fish. It was big, it was massive, it was a whole shenanigans of like, yeah, we got the fish. And then I think the fish broke off the line and ran away, like swam away. So, yeah, no fish. And we have no footage from that, so. A second spot, Amarilla, beautiful. Now, this was some place. It's amazing. So we parked along the road. There is a nice parking along the road for camper vans. Generally, we travel in the evenings to find the parking spots. It's not easy to find parking spots because there's just so many cars and people. So we park at this place in the evening. We woke up, and at the sunrise, people were walking up the hill to see the sunrise. We went down to the ladder that you can go into the water there, and the sunrise was shining on the rocks. Just go snorkeling there. It can be a bit, the waves can be a bit like choppy. It's not a really big waves, but it's just like if someone is uncomfortable with water, I wouldn't go in there. But yeah, if you just have fins, they make a huge difference. Here is Jonas diving in Amarilla. I won't give it to you. I don't know the answer. It was difficult. There were times when I was like, why would you go for holidays? To give yourself more work. Guess where Daddy is? Fishing. In the same time, we were able to be close to the sea when Jonas was swimming, or he could stay with the baby and I could go for a swim, for a dive. So it was a great choice, but there were times, you know, with camper van, it's the sewage, it's the water, it's the battery, it's the, you know, it's too cold, it's too warm. So yeah, but look, if you like challenges, it's a great challenge. Look who's coming back. How was it? What did you find? Whoa, you found it?
Yeah, I got loads more, but I lost. They fell in my sock.
Good thing you didn't lose a GoPro.
But the GoPro wasn't stuck in my socks.
Nice. In Amarilla, Jonas went fishing with a rod, but guess what? Didn't got anything. He was so angry. Our camper van is quite spacious, so there's no problem with space. The only thing we need to watch is when we leave Antoś lying somewhere. He needs to have a lot of space because he's turning now. What I think we find quite difficult is the fact that in Spain you drive on the right side of the road, so that's a new thing for Jonas. Or it's not new because he drove many times before, but it's with the camper van that he's not really familiar with the size and the length to drive on a Spanish road where drivers here don't necessarily always follow the rules. There's the one main road around the island, so I think it's always busy. We drive in the evenings, so I kind of imagine we will be able to drive a bit more during the day to watch the views as well, but that will be a little bit too difficult when it comes to safety with Antoś. After that we drove to Playa de la Tejita, Montaña Roja. Now we didn't know it's a nudist beach. But yeah. It was super windy, so windy, a little bit cold. You could see in the background the mountain with the snow. Only Jonas went diving, I didn't. You can see, very good spot for diving. But too windy and too choppy for me. I was a bit nervous. Abades, really quiet area, nice little village, very quiet. Oh, I loved it. It was just Christmas Day, maybe that's why it was so quiet. Many divers actually, which always is a good sign because it means there is some nice things under the water. But yeah, many divers, and I think there are Polish diving schools, which are always good and always recommended, Polish divers. I swam a bit around in Abades, but it wasn't that great to me. I was just nervous to swim far, and I think you need to swim further out to see more fish and bigger fish, and it was just too windy and the currents were really strong there. So what you can see here is Jonas swimming around, but he's not afraid to swim out really far. If you're traveling with camper van, the best gas station, petrol station around is the one next to the airport. I've never seen a petrol station prepared for camper vans like that. You have everything there. There's laundry machines, there is washing, emptying sewage, water. It's just very well prepared. Tenerife is so well prepared for all the types of tourists, even for camper vans and vans and all the camping style people. after that we had to return camper van. Now I will link the company we rented it from in the description. Now, do I recommend it? The camper van was very new. It was very nice. They didn't give us back the full deposit because they said there were some damage made, which I don't think we did, but okay, fair enough. I don't know. It was great camper van. I do have to recommend it, but well, I didn't like the fact of not getting full deposit back, but what can you do? Sometimes it happens. We actually had to drive down to that petrol station. And then we go up to Candelaria. Candelaria was our next stop because it was just a Christmas day and I really wanted to go to the Basilica. We parked just behind the Basilica in that small one-way closed road. I think it's great because I think there is always parking space there, but it's a bit loud at night because of the waves crashing the rocks. Candelaria, beautiful, beautiful little town, amazing nativity scene. I love the graffiti around the town with the Holy Mary picture, either in small tiles, mosaic, or in a graffiti way, or painted somewhere. So very nice, cute town. I highly recommend it. Not many tourists. Yeah, I loved it. Now from Puerto de la Cruz, we don't really have any footage. It was only one night. We finally got a swimming pool and a hotel and a clean big bathroom, and we were just taking it all in. Masca is just such an amazing place. Highly recommended. Just if you're a nervous driver, I don't know, just make sure you're like in the early morning times. The road is very narrow. We had a rented small car with automatic, whatever you call it, gears. So it was easy to drive. I mean, it wasn't easy to drive, but I can't imagine driving there with any bigger car. And I was a driver, so yeah, it's doable and it's very nice. And I think the walk around Masca must be unreal. And it's great activity with a child because like we just drove around and had a short walk, 15 minutes walk. I saw many hikers there, so I think the hike must be beautiful. So yeah, make sure you go there. last diving in La Caleta, back in Abades Coast, south, and that was a really nice town to walk around for me and Auntie. Jonas had a great swim. After him, I went for a nice swim and I saw turtles, which you can't see here. Jonas swam out far to the far rock there. Now you need to be careful because you can see there's a ski jet just above his head. Like that would really injure him and hurt him and like could, I don't know, kill him. So need to be careful there. I was nervous around this south coast because there was just too much going on the water and they can't see you. So don't swim out too far, but Jonas did. What you can see is the far rock there or the island, and yeah, it was great. Such a nice spot. Would I recommend Tenerife? Yes, because of the wide range of things you can do and you can access, and I think, as I said, something for everyone, the older, the younger, the kids, the party, will I be back? Probably no. I know we didn't see everything, but I get the vibe. I like the local culture, but yeah, maybe other Canarian islands, definitely one day.